know what a swear jar was.
And that's what
For
the recording
real?
is going to open up with. Amazing. I thought everyone knew what a swear jar was.
Me too. He's like, you're what, 25 years older than me, and you don't know what a swear jar is?
Anywho. Hello, YouTube, Twitch. Welcome back to Karagor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon, Session 22. Having a good time. Not dying is my current goal. Sorry if I sound weird today. I don't know if y'all can tell. It feels like I can tell.
You sound normal.
Oh, cool. So
Except for
just...
the occasional moments where you sound like you're dying.
That's fair.
Yeah, except for those times.
Alright, on cue.
You sound like you're fine until you're not.
Yes, exactly, you know? That's just how it do be. You're fine, and then you're not. So previously on Remnant Lunar Archon, the party finished putting a dead body in their cart of a traveler. They fought some big snakes. They killed big snakes, which was enough for Gambit to level up. Good job, Gambit.
Yay.
And then, post-snake killing, they finished their travel and arrived at the location known as Schist, the town on the south end of Doodly-Doo, of Vacuo. That's the name of the location, the map we're in, the world we're in. Not the world we're in. The world is named Remnant. The continent we're on is Vacuo.
Keep going.
Yep, that's we're on. We're in Vacuo. In the Schist place.
We're somewhere.
After asking around, they dropped their cart off at the Doodly-Doo. At the Doodly-Doo. At the Aquamarine Gulf, an inn. A nice little place in the nicer part of town. And they dropped the thing off there. And at the same time, Cedar and Thicket went to an herbalist shop called A Dream of Water, where they bought an angel's tear, a kind of daffodil that's apparently pretty, like, superstitially beloved in Schist, because it's supposed to bring you wealth, apparently.
It's good luck.
Yeah, it's good luck. And, you know, in a city of merchants, luck and wealth are a pretty big deal, you know? After that, they went around looking for... What were they looking for, Cedar? What were you looking for, Cedar? What was the thing your heart desired?
Milk, it was milk. Yeah, I want milk.
Milk! After I literally
Always
named the session Milk when I put it on YouTube. I don't want this to go haywire and crash. This is the first time using OBS Studio, and hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong.
Why? Okay.
Huh?
Oh, it's fine. It's my dog. He's just precariously squeezed himself behind me.
Oh, hey, Jojo. But yes. Y'all went to go get milk, and upon almost being scammed and paying 5 times the market price of milk,
which I would have been fine with because I have plenty of money.
Fair.
Because she's literally never bought anything else, ever.
True. Only spend your money on what's worthy of your money. And that's milk. Yeah.
You encountered the woman who is on the thumbnail, Rusty. She introduced herself, got you a good deal, bought her own milk, and then taking her 2 quarts of milk, one for Thicket and Cedar to split, and then one for her, started walking off with your quart of milk, basically just telling and expecting you to follow her. And that's and that's where we'll return as you followed her over to a... Oh. Okay. The encoder is... Okay. The encoder gets freaked out when I change pictures. Good to know. You went over with her, and she led you all to a fairly tall obelisk that's actually part of a fountain that partway down the obelisk has these pipes, these outlets that water pours down into this small fountain. And there are various chairs and tables set around. She goes over to one that has basically a picnic table. She sits down and places the milk your milk at another seat before opening hers.
So why'd you take my milk?
I figured that'd be one way to keep you brought over here. You seemed like a fun group to talk to.
You could have asked instead of taking my milk.
Yeah, it's all about personality.
Can I attack her?
How would you like to attack her? I mean,
Oh,
technically,
let's
yes.
see what I've got. Probably with a weapon.
Okay.
I will use my quarterstaff.
You pull out your big walking staff, make an attack. Are you trying to like legitimately attack her or kind of playfully punk?
I'm basically threatening.
Thicket will try and soften the blow.
She did place the milk down at a separate seat. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Okay.
Hold on. My reaction. Hold on. My reaction is I want to cast the spell. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I cause disadvantage on the attack roll.
You want to do silvery barbs?
That's the one. I couldn't remember it. Thank you.
Okay. Abby, go ahead and roll another one because that first one hit her, but you have disadvantage, so we'll see if the other one does. As you feel this magic slow you down slightly as Garand does this. Garand, who are you giving advantage to for their next check or attack within some amount of time? Out of curiosity.
I'm gonna give it to myself, and I would like to, on my turn, try to diplomacy out of the situation.
Rusty will duck her head underneath as you swing the quarterstaff past. Hey, no reason to get physical. We're all friends here.
Don't take my milk, then.
Duly noted. She gestures to the milk. It's all yours. I will not do that again. I can see you are quite attached to your milk.
I am.
All right. Good to know.
I don't ask for much in this world. All I want is my milk.
Good to know.
I don't believe that we actually are friends, considering we just met. But hi, I'm Thicket.
Nice to meet you, Thicket. I'm Rusty, and I consider anyone willing to have a conversation to be a friend, at least at first.
I don't.
Oh. Have you been hurt before, Thicket? Is that what this is about?
No, I just really...
I wasn't talking.
I think I just have higher standards of what constitutes a friendship than a conversation.
That's fair. An acquaintance, then. At the moment, at least.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind, do you like to sit down, have a drink? Enjoy the milk?
Yes.
Alright, as you sit down at the table, she scoots to make sure there's enough room for everyone. While this is happening, I need to check Odds one person, evens the other. Alright. Gambit, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to make a charisma saving throw.
Gambit is.
Oh no!
Okay. What is it Gambit currently desires the most?
Oh.
What is Gambit's greatest desire at the moment?
Is this before or after his bath?
After his bath. It is in the moment as
Okay.
you're sitting down at this table. What is Gambit's greatest desire?
Alright. Hold on, just going through Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the moment, I think he just wants to exist without worry. You know, without having to look over his shoulder all the time or duck into alleyways.
Emotional safety, then.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional, physical safety.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You all sit down. So what are you all? A group of adventurers? You definitely look like a fun bunch. I at least see one human among you.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we're just
I think we're all still kind of trying to figure that out.
yeah.
Ah. Trying to figure out who you are, what you want in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair. It's a complicated place to be. Mike is going to change the music to not be a waterfall.
The music that only Bob can hear.
It's true.
Oh, Bob.
Love you, Bob.
Stupid Bob.
You're so loved, Bob.
By anyone but me.
Right.
Interesting. Are you adventurers? Do you have a group name? Or are you just a group of people traveling together?
We're just a group of people traveling together.
I guess my information was bad then. Someone had told me a group of adventurers had come into town and I was hoping they could help me out. But if that's not you all, then I suppose we'll just drink our milk and make conversation.
Sounds good to me.
Garand.
I'm only here for the milk. Let's be clear about that.
Garand, I need you to make a charisma saving throw. You succeed. Interesting. What brought you all to town?
Am I able to like eye her and try and like figure out what she's doing? I don't know.
Just from talking? Yeah, you can. Because as far as the saving throws, there is nothing that any kind of perception roll would reveal. Anything that's happening with those is only something a player would know, because there is no visual indication that anything is happening on that side.
She seems very suspicious, and I want to see if she's doing suspicious things.
Yeah, you can make an insight check if you'd like.
Not 20.
She seemed very disappointed when you said you weren't adventurers. And it looks like she's kind of at this point kind of going through the motions for the conversation, not wanting to be rude or anything. But you get you get the instinct, the feeling that she kind of lost a bit of interest at this point in the conversation.
Garage is just kind of looking at the situation,
necessarily
and
suspicious.
he's like,
There's nothing. You could see she eyed Gambit and Garand in particular, seemingly looking over you, actually. And being a bit held back from Cedar. But at this point, relatively almost bored of the conversation now. As she does drink her milk. You were saying, Garand?
yeah, he's looking at the situation, very confused. You know, with Jacelyn, they seemed immediately like, "Hey, bro, what's up? Let's all be friends." And now with this random girl at the town, they're like, "No, we're nobodies." And like, so Garand's confused. He doesn't understand, and so his wisdom's gonna immediately show up here. I don't know if it's a game that we're playing about, but we are the messengers, and yes, we are a group of adventurers, and we are here to save the day, so to speak. So I'm not sure if they're playing about. I'm not sure if the whole milk issue really was terrible. I don't know. You know, every once in a while, I don't know. People, yeah, I'm sorry for all the confusion, but yes, I would personally love to help you if you have an issue or a wrong that need righted or so forth. I'm honestly beside myself that they are having these problems today, so please forgive them.
Thank you. What did you say your name was?
Garond, we met like, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I might don't remember if you said your name or not.
Fair enough. Okay, well, yeah.
Thank you, Garand, for clearing things up. I'm sorry, as she looks to Thicket and Cedar, if I came off aggressive in any way. I don't intend to be. Though, I suppose I misjudged the value you placed in the milk. Would you like mine as well? I can't drink this whole thing after all.
Yes.
She will hand her milk over to you. Just slide it. She's drinking a little bit, but there's still most of the jar there. Enjoy. And what is it you desire, Garand? What can I... Just before I make my offer, what would you all like in return for what I might offer you?
Milk.
Would you like a whole cow or just...
Oh my gosh, a whole cow would be awesome.
Yes, a cow.
To be fair, you've not really specified anything about what you would want us to do.
She smiles, and with that carried natural 20, I'll say it still applies. You did see that when Garand said y'all were actually adventurers, her ears did perk up, and there's the slightest. She's definitely good at hiding it. As you can see, she is restraining herself in a way. She did have a smile grow at that, and as you can see with it, she seems to be gauging y'all with a glint in her eye. Yes, I prefer to have information before I make an offer. It's a practice you get used to after years in the business.
DM,
Yeah?
my cantrips deleted themselves.
Again?
I don't know if this has happened before.
I feel like someone's spells deleted themselves before.
I don't know what happened.
They're on my side. Spells, cantrips. Are you making sure you're scrolling down far enough?
Oh, okay, it was just closed. Never mind. The tab
You
closed.
can click on the tabs to open those.
I didn't know that they could do that.
But she looks
Continue.
Like, yes. I prefer to have as much information as possible before I make an offer. I find it speeds along the negotiation process.
Well, I think that we would also appreciate knowing what the offer is before telling you what we would like to be paid for it.
Understandable. But I'm not necessarily worried about... How should I say this? Well, I do work with conventional payments. In my line of work, and if you find in general, high-level trades tend to have more of a favors tend to flow better than money in lots of circumstances.
Wait, are you part of the smuggling ring? Is that what you're trying to get at? And so Garad's asking directly, so he may not know, but maybe Thicket will understand. Is that what you're asking? We don't no, we
Not at all.
if anything, we'd want to stop something like that.
Wonderful. In that case, I have some people I can probably connect you to regarding the smuggling operations here. As I personally am against them. I find the trade abhorrent. I think business should be open and fair. The majority of circumstances, as much as can allow. Yes.
Out of character, Catherine forgot what was being smuggled.
Jesselyn, when y'all went through the town gate, it was implied that drugs or stolen goods have been smuggled
Yes.
in and out of town.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. No. Dying. Water. Water is great. I love water. No, I don't. I avoid smuggling operations as much as possible. I find them abhorrent to the way business ought to be done in the majority of circumstances, as much as legally allows. I work for an organization called RWBY Couriers. Have you heard of them? Which y'all would have seen a couple of times, like when Moretta went to get her letters sent earlier on in the campaign. There are offices for a group called RWBY Couriers. Oh. Well, hold on a second, recording. It does look like my entire internet may have gone down. So hopefully that'll reconnect soon. And we'll continue wherever I last left off. It's unfortunately been a thing recently in my house. Internet sporadically deciding it doesn't want to exist anymore. Here we go. Connection restored. There we go. Connection restored. Live again.
So what did you last hear?
Last thing I heard was, I believe it was still talking about the drugs and that she doesn't like to get involved with less than legal things as much as she can.
All right. So
did y'all say anything?
We got booted off of Fantasy Grounds about right when Garan was trying to say something. I forget what it was.
Makes sense. Because my internet for some reason crashed and it's coming back, so we can take a minute and reconnect and everything. Stream should be back up. Recording never went down because that's localized. Do. Once everyone is reconnected.
I am back in.
I'm not back in yet.
Hers was checking for updates.
So far. Although this is mostly roleplay, so we could keep going while y'all reconnect.
So Grand was saying, as long as it's not the that terrible business, then yeah, that's I guess the thing that we would be most interested in present, or at least myself. I suppose I shouldn't too often speak for the rest. a magic weapon of some kind that I can learn to train with, something that might suit me. We have a friend who's quite capable in combat, and I wanted to be a support to him in that way. I guess that would be useful. Aside from that, we are also trying to, save the world, go about, rescue, the lost and the hurting, and so forth. Hopefully soon you will hear of our good deeds around the realm.
And also, I think we're here looking for information. So if you have any pool or whatever and can get us access to some restricted things, I think that would also be beneficial to us.
What are you looking for information about?
Looks like we're on.
Because I know quite a few things.
Something about, something about, talking gemstones and, the 6 swords, prophecy. I think we're looking for information about a broken sword.
That's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Narrow it down for me. That's a bit generic. Which the rest of you could help her narrow it down if you like. She's having some trouble remembering.
That's what it comes
Gambit.
down to. Is Gambit having the problem, or is it that,
No,
that Jason's having the problem?
it's the player. It's the player. I was half asleep all last session.
Gambit would know. Generally, y'all are looking for 4 swords that effectively have one side is serrated and misshapen, almost like a key. The other side is made of a gemstone, like each side of the blade, effectively. There are 4 of these swords. They're roughly short sword in size.
Wait, they're actually shaped like keyblades.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda, yeah.
I didn't realize
And
they were
you'll
actually
know that-
keyblades, not just technically keyblades.
Yeah, basically, I mean. There's no Kingdom Hearts, if that's what you're talking about. You'll know you're looking for those. You know something about some kind of prophecy, you think, that said that by 6 chosen, Aeon may never return, using the divine spear that these 4 swords are supposedly able to open the door to. The talking gemstone was Claude, who gave y'all a vague idea of the shape and look of the swords by using sand that he molded, but still, you're looking at a vague stylization.
Thicket will let Rusty know. One of the things that we're looking for is just generally old stuff related to the god Aether.
Ooh. Pre-schism, I assume.
I guess so.
Good to know. Garand, I would like for you to make another charisma saving throw. You continue to resist this effect that you're not even aware you're resisting. Alright, so
You're on being unaware is his life
about-
story, so...
Yeah. So you need information on where you can find swords that are almost like keys, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So how about this? 1. I am aware of somewhere you can buy magic items. So hopefully that'll actually help, and I'll make that one a freebie. If you walk over and she points down that way, down that side of the Emerald Plaza, there is a place that, and she looks at the sun, and it's open for a bit longer, as it is currently at 3 p.m. It's open for a bit longer, and that is a place called Waltz Doodle-Doo. Mike is gonna check. I believe it's called
Waltz Doodly-Doo.
Waltz Doodle-Doo.
Yes. My favorite.
It's called Waltz Wondrous Wares. He's a very kind man. He's also very fair, albeit magic is expensive. So be aware. You may need to grease the wheels in some way if you look for some kind of deals. He may have a request of you, or you may need to trade things. Good luck. But that's somewhere you can at least find magic items. So let me give that as a piece of goodwill. I can also, if those don't work, I have access to some other magical items that are a bit beyond the public purview. Don't worry, nothing black market smuggling, nothing of that sort. Just private coffers that people don't have on sale. Additionally, I must go out of my way to say this. Let's see. As I said before, I work for Dervishi Couriers. There is another employee who mans one of the... One second, Mike needs to blow his nose. There is one of the operators for one of the shipping centers, effectively, one of the warehouses. His name is Ulfric Morning. I can point you toward his town, or I'm sorry, toward his house. I believe, as well as some of my colleagues believe, that he is involved in these smuggling operations you mentioned.
Smith?
There is, though we don't
The
have any
dastard.
clear evidence. Indeed. We don't have any clear evidence to connect him to smuggling operations, and I personally believe changed manifests. Items that have not gotten to where they're supposed to, couriers who were sent to the wrong city. I would appreciate... how to say this? It would be absolutely lovely if someone were to put in an anonymous tip, perhaps evidence anonymously given to the Dervishi couriers or to the local guards, perhaps on behalf of them, to be sent to Dervishi couriers. It would just be absolutely wonderful if evidence of his crimes, reasonable, found evidence. How it's acquired is irrelevant, after all. But it would just be wonderful if evidence were to be anonymously placed into the hands of the couriers, so that his swift removal and just sentencing could be carried out. Now, of course, I would never ask anyone to do this, and I would not, under any circumstances, promise that information about certain magical objects and where you could find them. And, of course, I could not promise any additional financial compensation for an anonymous tip like this. That would be breach of contract that the couriers have with Mr. Ulfric. Searching outside help is strictly against the bylaws, or at least contracting outside help is, and I certainly could not do such a thing. I'm sure you understand where I'm at.
Okay, I've done a 180. I completely trust this character with my life. I understand where you're coming from. Exactly.
I'm certain that you understand then that there's definitely no way I could point any third party to Mr. Ulfric or Mr. Morning's house, located 2 blocks off the south side of the docks, near the Dervishi Couriers operating warehouse number 3. I could never send someone to that location to look for anything, any evidence of wrongdoing, of
Mm-hmm.
So then, what would you like for us to do? Do you want us to go
Oh.
find someone that can ask?
No. What would you like for us not to do? More like.
I definitely would never ask you, or anyone for that matter,
Yes.
to retrieve information by however means necessary and anonymously give this information and tip off the local guards or Darvishi couriers themselves, potentially sending it through a courier directly to Miss Darvishi herself.
Do you want us to go find someone else who can help ask?
I wouldn't quite think it. I have a feeling someone, as she winks at Gambit, and another wink at Garand, someone will understand that I can't ask anyone to do this. And surely you can't contract anyone else either. Though, since you're not a Darvishi couriers, I suppose you have no legal connection in that respect.
That sounds like a very unfortunate situation. I'm sorry that you're so pinned in your status.
I'm certainly stuck legally. There's no other way around this.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, even if I or you all were placed under a zone of truth, I would be entirely capable of denying that I've ever asked anyone to do such a thing.
Mm-hmm. You certainly have not, and I commend you for that, for your bravery, for your sticking to the rules.
Of course, I would never want to do anything that would go against the legal restrictions we have here.
Mm-hmm. You are the most legal person that I've ever met.
She is smiling quite clearly. You can even see her cat-like fangs in addition to her ears coming clearly. Well, in the meantime, as she stands up, I suppose I'll find you should someone happen to handle this problem. I'll probably be able to come find you and give you an update on the situation. And after all, it wouldn't be uncommon, on a completely separate and unrelated note, it's not uncommon for Miss Darvishi to divvy out gifts to up-and-coming adventurers to aid them on their quests.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you while I'm here?
I just wanted to say that this was a lovely milk chat, and I definitely want to head, I think east.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
We're gonna go in the opposite direction of that certain warehouse.
Of course. Though, on a completely serious note, if you want to get to Waldsea, it's very strict about closing at 5 o'clock. You do have a bit of time, but I wouldn't keep him waiting.
Okie dokie.
To the magic store.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up, and she will walk off to the east, back toward the rest of the plaza where all of the trading caravans and things are, stepping out of earshot and into the crowd.
I look over at Gambit, just to make sure. That was all sarcasm, right? Like reverse psychology.
Yes, exactly. She was
Okay,
doing her job
wipes
and
his brow.
following her ethics.
Wait, what part of it was sarcasm?
The whole thing. So here, let me teach you some tricks of the trade about being crafty. So she was
even sorry about taking her milk?
Yes, she was very sorry about taking the milk.
But you said the whole thing was sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Everything after she mentioned giving us information, the whole exchange of information, like she needed to know stuff about us first. Everything after that was sarcasm. So she was doing her job so that she didn't break any of her rules, but she was also following her ethics and giving us the information that we needed by implying everything without actually telling us anything. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a very ineffective way to communicate.
Yeah.
Double speak often is.
Sure. It is ineffective, but it is the most effective when it is your only choice. And it was her only choice.
Ticket
So,
is going to
that's
kind of like
just-
half nod and then
suitable.
just sit there being confused. You see like the question marks pop up around Ticket's head.
Yeah, this were an anime. I think it would just have like the confused, flat-lined eyes of like, what? Or is it like the circles, like the spiral? Is what they do when people are confused?
It's like Sandman from Rise of the Guardians. Oh wait, you haven't seen that.
Nope, I haven't.
He speaks in Pictionary.
Oh yeah.
He just makes little shapes above his head, and so like if he's confused, he'll just make a question mark above his head.
Yes, you're right, Chris. This is kind of like where the scene where Bob tells the old lady how to penetrate the bureaucracy and go to the right floor and do the right thing. Because he can't possibly tell anyone to do such a thing, you know? It would be untoward for her to do such a thing.
I got it pretty quick. It was awesome, but unfortunately, Garon wouldn't. So that's why he's like, I think I understand, but let me make sure.
Damon's over here like, I understand political doublespeak. I know what you're talking about.
Alright, well, are we ready to go to Waltz and see if he has anything of use?
Onward.
Stepping over, you do, at just a couple of blocks, not terribly far away, you do find there is a shop in bright letters of this wood with gold filigree on top, on the front of it, is Walt's Wondrous Wares. And in the window of which there is a fantastically made breastplate that gives you a slightly odd feeling, kind of a off. Something about it feels off, but as you look at it in the window, as well as on the opposites. No, that'd actually be the only thing in the window. But stepping inside, you would see there are a few different items in various glass cases. Set into the walls are scroll cases hung up on shelves. And standing behind the counter, looking up as you enter in, is a shorter half-elf man with auburn hair and brown eyes that looks up to you. Hello. What can I do for you all? I'm Walter Woodleaf. It's a pleasure.
You have milk?
I'm sorry, what was that, miss?
Do you have any milk?
I unfortunately do not have any milk on hand, though I am aware of how to create a... let's see, what was it called?
I don't know.
Mike is
The Endless Content? Decanter? The Endless Decanter?
That's Decanter of Endless Water, that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I do know about how to create an alchemy jug, though, that is known for being able to create liquids, which could quite possibly create a near infinite amount of milk.
We had to start having
Also-
like intervention for Cedar.
Yeah. Though I don't have one now, if you're interested, I could definitely start on the creation of an alchemy jug that could create milk.
Yes, please.
Decanter of Would you like to be able to make other things, or simply just a decanter of endless milk, perhaps?
I like to drink milk. So, I just want the milk to drink.
Just endless milk.
Yes.
Right, I will note that down and begin working on it. Is there anything else I can interest you all in? You all seem quite powerful adventurers. I'm sure my fine wares would do quite well to make you even more powerful and catch the eye of all those around you.
What kind of stuff do you have?
Well, it does depend a little bit on what you're looking into. For those that are more combatively inclined, I do have this fine dagger that is able to warn its holder of danger, as well as this chain whip, as he pulls out this chain whip with various spikes and plates upon it, that is known to be quite dangerous, and when struck true, it deals even more damage than you might expect, tearing through the enemy. As well as he holds up this fine bronze sickle. This fine sickle here is a runic sickle that will become an enhanced armament whenever its holder is maintaining the power of a spell.
So what does it do?
This sickle, effectively, whenever a caster is maintaining a spell of power, the sickle itself will become enhanced, as it feeds off the excess energy that would normally be lost. AKA, it is a sickle that is a magic weapon. While holding the sickle or while attuned to the sickle, because I believe it requires attunement, doodle-doo, runic sickle. Doodle-doo, when you're attuned to it, and you are concentrating on a spell of first level or higher, the weapon gains a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. So basically, it's a magic weapon that becomes a +1 weapon whenever you're concentrating on a spell.
Interesting.
He's trying to gauge y'all's interest. Is any of this of interest to you? Perhaps you might find more interest in a method by which to store objects for long periods of time, or perhaps even to create a trap to catch enemies within.
Ooh,
Storage would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as he pulls this fine black silk-like cloth off of a rack, opens it up and places it on the ground, and you see as it opens up into a 10-foot wide, I believe, doodle-doo, as Mike is going to continue to look at things. Do all. It creates a 10 feet deep cylindrical hole, about 5 feet wide, I believe. 6 feet in diameter. This hole, you can hide things within. You can also drop enemies within and maintain them inside, suffocating them even. Though it is a bit untoward, it is something possible that, in a pinch, could be useful. You can also use it to carry items, and it always maintains its weight of being effectively weightless, as a simple cloth whenever it's folded up.
That looks very cool. How much is it?
It is, I would say its market price is 640 gold pieces.
I think it's like counting his coins right now.
Is there anything else that interests you all?
I was looking for a magic weapon I
Yes.
might use in
Not
combat,
have
something that
enough.
might suit me.
Are you someone who is more of the quiet and stealthy type, perhaps a spellcaster, or someone of great might and power?
I'm not certain. I guess I'm a little quick and agile, and I hope to become more so. I'm trying to study a friend of ours.
Agility
He's
is
actually
your
quite
reason.
capable in combat.
Wow. He looks over to you, sir. I see you already have a chain whip. This one might be quite useful to you. Yeah, I'll think about it. Now, in the meantime,
I have about 240 gold pieces.
how loud do you say this? Do you say this loud enough for him to hear?
I'm like kind of half whispering to everybody else, while I don't necessarily care that he can hear. I'm not specifically addressing him.
All right. And he leans over and he picks up this dagger that has a shifted handle and a bit of a curve near the base. This is a parrying dagger that I would recommend if you are the more stealthy, dexterous type. That the runic sickle, or perhaps this parrying dagger, are both quite fine magical armaments.
How much is the
And
dagger?
The dagger is about 125 gold pieces.
Mm,
And the sickle is only 85 gold, but it is slightly less useful than the dagger can be.
Well, that would be really convenient, though. I just can't buy it all myself.
And also, Maverick will pipe up. Do you sell spell components? I do. Do you happen to have a 100 gold piece pearl for... Or I'm sorry, do you have a pearl that's appropriate for an identify spell? I do. I mean, if y'all want to help me out, I think it might be worth us having 2 of those. I know Garan has one, but if we can get 2 of them, that might be helpful, so we can identify twice as fast. Micah says, echoing the logic that Ethan used.
That makes sense. But if it's also not going to offer money
maybe
because,
one day.
like, he's
Maybe one day.
also asking
Yeah,
the party for
Here's
money.
the thing. What I mean is maybe one day is that maybe one day we'll be so overwhelmed with magic items that would be necessary. But honestly, we've had more time not needing to, because we've already done everything. So, I mean, now if someone were like keeping something secretive in some way, then yeah, I could see maybe that would be useful for them. But apart from that, I can't,
Make a fair point.
and that's.
I mean,
So I mean,
you're
we've had
welcome
many
to
days
get
where I
one,
could have looked
but
over something.
we
Yeah,
don't
I mean, yeah,
necessarily
certainly spend your
need
own money.
it.
That's fine.
I'll hold on and think about it then, because I don't have quite enough to pay for it on my own. I need a little bit of help.
The bag,
so
though. What do
we
you
also
guys think of the bag? I really like the bag.
Hold on. Fantasy Ground is giving me a little bit of trouble. I can't see how much money I have.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot. You have
I'm
450
broke.
copper pieces, 143 silver pieces, and 35 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It walks over to Garan and like tries to. Can he try and be subtle and try and whisper to Garan?
Make a charisma-based stealth check.
Okay, hero point.
All right. Oh, by the way, y'all get hero point for starting the game.
Charisma based stealth check.
Yep. I don't normally get to call on weird checks like this, but yeah.
That's a +2. Okay.
Um.
And then. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he can't hear you in the slightest.
Garan, can you see if one of your songs will help us get a discount?
I look at thinking like, okay. Now, sir, I'm not sure if you might have other opportunities where we might be able to come to better arrangements for both our financial situation as well as your shop's success and viability. But perhaps I could invite you to come see me perform at the tavern, or I can perform for you personally here, or you could host a party I could perform with.
We could write you a
or is there
jingle.
some...
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage because Gambit's helping.
Sure.
Yes.
Persuasion check with advantage.
Thank you.
Alright. $21. He looks at you. While I appreciate the offer of music, I don't know that would be enough to make me devalue any of the items I have here. However, you seem like a quality adventuring crew. How about this? An object of mine was recently stolen. One of the items I intended to sell here on this floor, actually. However, if you were to procure the item from wherever it was stolen from, I don't exactly know. It was stolen 2 days ago. Hopefully it is likely has not been sold yet, and hopefully it isn't. If you can find this item, this Amulet of Restoration, and return it to me, I will give you, based on that roll, I'm gonna roll a D for, if it rolls a certain side, you'll get 1, if it rolls another, you'll get another. I will give you a 15% discount, one time only, on an entire order from this shop.
Oh, that is a lovely offer.
Mm-hmm.
I would love such an opportunity. You have no clues or information whatsoever. Might there be a scene from which it might have been missing that we might be able to ascertain information?
He leads you over a couple of feet to a bust of basically a chest and shoulders. No head on top of this mannequin. Set off to the side. It was originally hanging here. I closed up the night 3 days ago, and 2 days ago when I came in, it was gone. I imagine it must have been stolen. Whoever managed to get past seemed to have dispelled or removed my alarm trap. Something I do just as a precaution. As well as gotten past every lock, both magical and otherwise, that I set upon this place. What I'm most surprised of is that they didn't take anything else from here. Though, I don't know why they wouldn't have taken anything else. The amulet is, while useful, not the most valuable thing here.
It could be that it's harder to fence many items at once, and it might be a lot more obvious versus just one thing.
Especially when it comes to magical items, as they are harder to come by and require a particular kind of clientele. Though,
Alright, well, Garon's going to take some time.
The most expensive object here is, of course, as he gestures over to the breastplate at the window. That breastplate of necrotic resistance. It's incredibly effective, especially against Grim. Though, given your reactions to the other things, I doubt you could all buy it. It's worth roughly a bit over 3,000 gold pieces.
Yes, I don't believe that I've performed nearly enough for that level of payment. But I will tell you, 15% off 3,000 is great.
Oh yes, it's mighty deal. That's why the percent base is significantly more effective than offering you simply cash. So I could offer you all 100 gold pieces, but depending on how much you buy, you could save so much more. But yes, if you take me up on this offer, if you can return the subject to me, I'd be happy to give you the discount. In the meantime, however, I would ask you to pay proper price. Unless we can strike another sort of deal. I do have spell scrolls for those of you who are magically inclined, though they are far from the focal point of the room. Is there anything you wish to purchase?
I guess, well,
on this particular visit.
I forgot I'm not playing a wizard. I can't get excited about spell scrolls.
I mean, you can still cast them. You just use your spell book.
Yeah.
I'd like to investigate the area, see if there were any clues left behind.
All right, make an investigation check.
I will help.
Assist. All right, take advantage.
The dagger was like 100 something gold pieces.
Yeah, the parrying dagger of warning is 125 gold pieces. Oh, good job dropping the 8. With the 19, it seems to be actually quite well done. It looks like whoever got in here did manage to, as you can see, the bits of runes from where he seems to have these alarm and arcane lock spells that seem to trigger. You become aware looking at it that each of these items does have an alarm attached to it. That you have to have a code word before you can even pull off, or it will trigger an alarm. Whoever did this seemed to disable this particular alarm. You're not sure if they knew the code word or if they managed to do it via some other means through a dispel or something. So you would be able to indicate that the thief probably had some magical affinity. But that's all you get from looking at the room itself. It seems to be fairly clean.
Can I check the entrance of the shop if for any like thieves' cant or something?
Sure. Looking around for elements of thieves' cant, make an investigation check.
Are there any animals in here?
There are no animals inside here.
Okay.
Oh, it's just a straight D20.
Looking around, you aren't able to notice any thieves' cant anywhere. Looking at the stones and at the door itself, no one seems to have carved anything into it. Or into the stone at the front steps. Nothing into the wood. All of it seems to be clean.
Well, in order to maybe find this, we might have to make friends with the rats, as they say. So, I guess, good Sir Walt, is there a less reputable place where we might go to possibly procure information?
Well, I know down at the shipyard, some of the men there can be quite they're often of ill repute, as well as I've heard, no, I never go there myself, the Driftwood Grotto over near the docks, that inn, lots of sailors go there, but among the sailors there's also, supposedly, it's a den of thieves and gamblers. So perhaps you might get some information from that inn. More of a bar than an inn, if you ask me, but yeah, it's a business, I suppose.
All right. Well, we hope to find that for you. And unless anyone else wants anything.
I cannot afford anything.
Do we need anything? I have plenty of money.
Yes. Stick it with like that blanket.
Bag.
Bag,
want the
blanket
bag.
thing. Well,
That gives us space to hold stuff.
Okay. Let's get
It's
that.
600 something gold pieces, and I have 200.
640 gold pieces.
Well, I don't know if I have that. Let me see. Inventory. Yeah, I don't have that much.
Darn.
Savvy.
Don't worry,
Let's
Thicket.
see.
We'll come back for it.
Cedar has 240 gold pieces.
About the same as me.
Yep. I don't know why Doug has so much less money than everyone else.
He bought the
When
robe.
it started, but you know, he does for some reason. Did he buy something?
He bought the robe.
He did buy a robe. Like, he has significantly less gold than Cedar, Garand, and Thicket, but we're already way past that, so. Well, is there anything else you'd like to purchase before you procure the... It is, to be clear, it is a golden amulet. It is a symbol of Aether. It is...
What's the
technically
amulet
it is-
that Doug is wearing?
Doug is wearing a... He is wearing a holy symbol of courage. I'm sorry, it's not... To say it's a symbol of Aether is rather restrictive. It's a medicinal symbol that is often associated with him, but it's not necessarily like his symbol, if you understand my meaning. It's called an amulet of restoration. It can be used to cure wounds, restore, and even remove curses.
That sounds very cool. I'm sorry that you lost
Thank
that.
I am as well, and if you could return it to me, I would be incredibly appreciative. Perhaps even enough to knock off some of the price of a certain portable hole.
Talking in a portable hole made me laugh.
That's what it is.
I know.
Alright, are y'all gonna try and buy anything, or are y'all heading off somewhere else, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, well, we're a bit too broke to
The item.
buy anything besides like the dagger,
Well, I mean, y'all have the money.
and
Buy
none of
the
us are willing to
dagger.
pool with each other.
The cheapest
yeah.
object is the runic sickle, which is only 85 gold pieces. But there's also the question of whether or not you want to wait until you have a 15% off discount
Yeah,
before you buy stuff.
But oh.
we'll come back later with a coupon.
Yeah, we'll come back
It's
later.
come back later and get the coupon. Sorry.
If we give him our email, will it go up to like 20%?
Unfortunately, no.
If we give him our social security
Mostly due to the
number,
fact
will
that
it help?
emails don't exist.
If we give him our social security number, will it help?
Oh, totally.
Wait.
You know.
If we get like a special like an ender box where we can like put stuff in and it gives it to him, like stuff that we find at our travels, and we can make like a commission, like we will only give our magic items that we find on our travels to him, then could we get like a permanent
Is that a deal you
discount?
want to try and make? Is promise him every magic item you come across?
Not
No.
promise him every magic item we come across, but the ones that we don't need.
You can certainly try to persuade him to that.
I'll try it right now, but
No.
maybe the next time that we come in when we have him more with his missing item, when we have better reputation, then maybe I'll try.
Maybe. In the meantime, as you all presumably leave, where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Oh, I'd like to go over to Garan. And not like keep it like on the down low, but just kind of like I'm just talking to Garan, but I'm not trying to hide what I'm saying. Listen, Garan. Uh, if you're gonna ask me, my criminal adjacent intuition um says that uh this act of thievery was not done by a serial thief, but done by an upstanding citizen who had to compromise their morals in a desperate situation, if you get what I mean. So, I think our target is someone
And it sounds like he's
who
trying to
needed
sneak in thieves' can't.
I don't know
someone.
what he's going for. That's up to him.
I think the person we're looking for is someone who needed something to restore. So we need to look for someone who has recently recovered from illness, or has broken a curse or whatnot, if you know what I mean.
That sounds
Give me
like a
just
very plausible, possibility. I'm impressed that you've surmised as much so quickly. I was thinking that we'd have to go, here, there, and everywhere just to try to get a lead, but it seems more than reasonable based on what he said it could do. So,
Yeah.
um,
The thing that tips me off to that is that they only took the amulet. So they weren't looking for profit. They were looking for something that they needed.
that's reasonable enough. Well, I suppose playing at the inn, maybe I could do a song of something similar, like a story where a person maybe made a bad choice for the right reason and eventually thought the better of it and realized that maybe they could have simply asked and they might have been able to work
Oh,
out something else.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Something along those lines I mentioned, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll get a bite. You never know when the
Maybe.
fish jump. So
Mm-hmm. We can definitely start there.
from that, there's always the possibility as well that it's the one and the same that we're looking for Miss Rusty.
Mm-hmm. It could be.
So I have it arranged where I shall be performing evening. You know, so we might have an hour or two if we want to try to get a little bit of information first on this this disreputable dealer. Did you have any
Mhm.
ideas about that?
Well, you will perform your song, and I'll keep my eye on the crowd and see if I notice any any strange movement or whatnot.
All right. Well, then yeah. I mean, we can.
And Doug will return.
Alright,
Doug!
and with Doug showing up, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break right there before continuing, and we can catch Doug up on the game, on what's been happening, ask him if he'd like to purchase anything in the meantime. Did you see my message earlier, Doug?
I did, however, I've yet to look at what's on it.
Fair. But that's effectively what y'all just did, is y'all talked to the guy. It'll take 10 minutes. We're going to start back at, say, 8:52 or so. So far in the session, y'all spoke to the woman Rusty, and she using double speak to avoid legal complications.
You met Rusty
Basically,
where again?
Rusty found y'all in the
And she stole my milk.
in the Emerald Plaza, and she took your milk. And
Doug
guided
wasn't
you to a
here when
place
we
to
were
sit
first
down.
introduced to Rusty last week.
Doug. Oh, was Jack not here last week?
Mm-mm.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to send the picture of
Rusty is
in-campaign
the
images.
cat lady.
There's a cat lady.
She's kind of
Let's see.
shifty.
Boop. Rusty apparently gave shifty vibes to Cedar and Thicket, but that might have just been because she borrowed their milk to lead them to a chair.
She was just, in general, not straightforward at all.
Oh yeah, it's true. She was definitely not straightforward. Though Gambit picked up that it seemed like Rusty was speaking in doublespeak to avoid legal complications. And Rusty even implied that part of the reason why she was doing this was that should she have to answer to a Zone of Truth spell, she would have deniability of all of this. She effectively asked you all to go find evidence of a man named Ulfric Morning's basically badness and doing bad things, illegal smuggling, changing manifests, stuff like that at the company Darvishi Couriers. And she absolutely avoided saying any promises, but implied that she would give you information about the swords y'all are looking for, as well as financial compensation.
We're in schist right now, by the way.
Yeah, you're in schist at the moment. That should y'all get rid of Ulfric, well, not get rid of, but find evidence against him, she would be able to give compensation and information about the swords. She also pointed y'all toward a magic item shop that y'all went to, had the items that I pointed to, that I sent to you about because I didn't think you were going to be here today. And he offered a 15% discount if y'all could find and retrieve the Amulet of Restoration from him that he was stolen from him.
That's also somewhat a holy symbol of Aether.
Yes, it is a variant holy symbol of Aether that is particularly indicative of medicine. Because there are variations of, like, there are multiple different symbols for each god, and this one would be one that points toward more the medicinal healing sense. Excuse me.
You said excuse me, and my brain went to this little TikTok sound. I was like, you're excused. I'm not your bra.
Wait, so just a heads up, I don't have access to a computer,
That's okay.
so I don't know, or I can't
We
see.
haven't really had to do much
Okay.
besides roll dice.
You
Occasionally.
have 89 gold pieces.
Okay.
I went ahead and I minimized your money to where it's in as small bills as possible, basically.
Mhm.
So you have 89 gold pieces, 3 silver pieces, and 3 copper pieces.
Okay, great. Question. What is my dexterity modifier?
Your dexterity modifier is +2. You have a 14 in dex.
So, has my AC not been 17 the whole time? It's just been 15?
It's been 15.
You have, like, racial buffs or something, I think.
You're a lizard folk. gives you 13 plus your dex, which is what you've been using.
I see. So it's 13. I thought for some reason I thought it was a base 15.
No, it's base 13.
Because I was looking at this breastplate and it's only got AC of 14.
Yeah, so breastplates, I believe, at least in the the revised weapons breastplate has a AC base of 14 plus up to 3 dex bonus, so it can be up to 17 total. This breastplate of necrotic resistance, he says, is his most valuable item, which is by a long shot. It alone is worth more than all of the other non-spell scroll objects, like his
It's
main
300
magic
platinum.
items. Yeah, it's 32 platinum. Because you
Yeah.
said around 3,000, it's actually 3,200 gold pieces. It's expansive.
So is there like some kind of special effect or thing that takes place when you have all of the necrotic resistant like pieces of armor, or like what happens?
No.
Does he get a buff for having a matching set?
So there isn't really a matching set. So no. Because technically that is the set. It is a breastplate set, which I believe breastplate comes with like cuirass and stuff underneath, but then like it's the plate part has breastplate, etc. So like the breastplate, quote unquote, is a set of armor that gives you necrotic resistance.
I see. So it's kind of like Wonder Woman and just a little like, sliver of armor,
Sure.
but somehow it, affects the entire body.
Sure.
But yeah, I was just curious because it was so expensive, which it didn't seem to do much other than resist necrotic damage.
Well, one of the big reasons why it's particularly expensive in this setting, because in another setting it'd actually be a little bit cheaper, but in this setting, something I would have figured out by now.
He did say it was
and would
effective
know.
against Grim.
Yes, is that basically every kind of Grim does additional necrotic damage with any attack they make.
I see.
So, in a world where there are lots of Grim, being able to resist one of their main damage types is kind of huge.
I see.
Which is why that's his prized item, effectively.
So this...
Also, he's basically got a commission from Cedar to make a decanter of endless water, but it's milk.
I mean, that's very useful.
And Cedar likes milk, so...
I mean, strong bones.
Yeah.
It just tastes good.
So this portable hole, like it. So what exactly is its purpose? Because it says if they make a saving throw of 10, then they get out scotch-free.
It's a bag with lots of space.
Yeah, it's basically a bag of holding. It's
Hold
got
stuff. It's a
60
baby
square
bag
feet.
of holding.
Basically a bag of holding that can also occasionally be used to trap people.
But it seems like it's easy to get out of.
I agree, but its main use is more the...
It's not a weapon.
Its main use
technically.
is to carry stuff.
I see.
It can be used as a weapon, but it's not designed as one.
You could also put a party member in there in order to smuggle them into a place. But that's up to you.
So I couldn't just use it as a net?
No, not really.
Wait, I have a question. Let me look at my spells real quick.
Go for it.
Gem of Brightness sounds a little fun.
Okay. So if someone enters the hole, the bag, and it's closed up, they'll eventually suffocate, right? Is that how they die? Okay. So what if I just cast air bubble and then went in?
What does air bubble do again? Is that give you oxygen for a certain
You
amount of
create a spectral globe around the head of a willing creature you can see within range. The globe is filled with fresh air that lasts until the spell ends, 24 hours. If the creature has more than one head, the globe of air appears around only one of its heads, which is all the creature needs to avoid suffocation, assuming that all its heads share the same respiratory system.
Yeah, sure. You could have someone in the hole for 24 hours if you did that.
So we could do a sneak attack, I guess.
Bag 'em.
But at that point, you're just holding someone in the hole for 24 hours. But if you wanted to, like, pull open the hole and be like, yeah, party! Boom, you've got your entire party there, then yeah, sure.
I'm not. Oh, actually, I could technically cast for the whole party, I think. No, I can't. It's one person per spell, and I have 3 second level spell slots.
Still, you could have 3 of you hidden inside, and then, yeah!
Or how long are short rest?
An hour.
See, you could do it.
Well, Thicket doesn't get back spell slots on a short rest.
Oh.
I don't?
Well, actually, you can get back a couple of them because you're you.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I could get back some.
Isn't it just
Natural
one, though? 'Cause it's
recovery. Starting at second level, you gain some of your magical. The spell slots can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half your druid level, rounded up. So that for me would be 2.
So you could get back 1.
So I
second
could
spell slot.
get 1 extra after doing a short rest with the air bubble.
So 4 of you.
And
I
then
guess
one
the last
person is
24
an hour
hours,
apart.
If you were really careful about it, last 24 hours, you could cast it on 3 people before the rest. Wait till after your long rest. Cast it on the other 3 people. And then have a 1 person carrying it around with all of you in there for the next 16
12
hours.
hours-ish.
Yeah, 12 hours-ish.
So if somebody was to give that as a parting gift to like a one of the bosses, would we all get like a surprise attack as we jump out?
Probably. I would definitely say that they have the surprise condition for the first round. Because no one's expecting that.
The thing is, our movement though, would we be able to get out of the bag fast enough to attack?
I'd have to review what the bag says about getting out of the bag again.
I love this hypothetical we came up with.
Now you just have to pull it off.
Now we just need the bag.
If the one person just punches, the bag as they open it, then it should just kick us out, right?
It takes an action to force yourself out of the bag.
So as long as we have bonus actions, we're good.
Sure, if you have bonus actions to attack with, which is not common.
If one person has a portable hole and then Thicket is a butterfly on their hair like a bow or ribbon, and then the rest of the party are in the hole. I don't understand what you mean 1 becomes 6.
That would still just have 4 people be in the hole.
What if one person pushed all of the others out of the hole as an action? So everyone else still had their actions.
I don't think you could push everyone out as an action.
Could you push one person out?
Maybe. And of course, if you have a portable hole in a bag of holding or something, you can always do the final solution.
Dump it all out.
No. Put one inside the other and create a portal to the astral plane to pull everyone nearby. Yep, if you do that, there's any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through and deposited in a random location on the astral plane. The gate is then closed. Gate is one way and can't be reopened. So, bag of holding at a portable hole, you can just say, alright, me and anyone else within 10 feet of me at this time, we're going to the astral plane. No way back. everyone back? Is anyone not here? Abby.
I'm not here.
I'm here.
Chris.
Yep.
Doug.
Yep.
Jocelyn.
Here.
Maury.
Olo.
With our powers combined, we become a regular Dungeons and Dragons party.
Ooh.
Yes, but as you return back in, Doug, is there anything you'd like to try and purchase before you leave the Walt's Wondrous Wares?
Is there anything that's being sold that's not on the list?
Spell scrolls.
What kind?
What kind do you want? Basically of 1st to 3rd level. Well, cantrip to 3rd level.
Like, is the price based off of the spell or based off spell? Or the
Based off spell level.
And how much is it per level?
Cantrips are 50 gold pieces. We'll say 1st level spells are 100, 2nd level are 200, 3rd level are 300. Sure, we'll say that for the moment until I decide otherwise, I guess, or until you convince me otherwise.
And is there a limitation to what spells are available, or is it just anything?
Mostly wizard spells and cleric spells, but other stuff potentially.
I see, because I might need a magical of some sort. Is Shillelagh, is that a cantrip?
Shillelagh is a cantrip.
Can
That's what I've been doing on my claws.
I would note, because Doug is not a spellcaster, trying to cast a spell has a chance of failing anytime he tries to cast a spell using a scroll.
If you would like me to use Shillelagh, I can do it on your stuff.
Because, Doug's not very great against Grim because they have resistant to melee.
But you know what is also on the shop list? 3 melee weapons that are magical.
Yeah, but they only do like 1d4.
The dagger, the sickle, and the vicious chain whip?
The chain whip was 1d4, unless it's a critical, and then it's like 2d6.
It's a chain whip, for which you have a chain whip already, but a chain whip does... I believe it's a d6 unless you're two-handing it, in which case it does a d8. And, worth noting, y'all do have Maverick, who does know how, with a bit of time, to transfer enchantments from one item to another. But it takes time to do.
In the original Dragon Age game, you have a dwarf that helps you. For whatever reason, he's like, I don't know, he had an accident or whatever, so he's not like the brightest bulb. But for whatever reason, he can transfer magic, and he always says enchantment.
Enchantment. You can change this enchantment. But yes, what would you like to do? I don't know if Doug wants to buy anything right now, or wait for the 15% off discount, or what.
I might wait.
That's fair.
Which I might... Yeah, I might wait and then just get a cantrip of some sort.
Cantrip later, you mean?
Yeah, later.
Okay. What are you all doing now? Are you returning to the Aquamarine Gulf? Are you going to a different location within Schist? Where are you heading to? It is currently 4 o'clock, Sunday, the 19th of March. A couple of days ago in real life.
Is Dusty still around?
No, Dusty left. Dusty did not stick around after she told you, using legal double speak, that she wanted you to get evidence of a guy's crime.
It's Rusty, right?
Yeah, Rusty.
Okay. For some reason, it sounded like you guys were saying Dusty.
I did.
Rusty with an R.
Doug's recovering from amnesia, so he's going to wait.
Alright, where would y'all like to go? What would you like to do?
I get so confused about the sarcasm. And is also sad about the whole.
Well, so Gambit thinks that it's best to just see how things go at the tavern. So we'll wait on looking into the villainous employee. So unless anyone has anything else to do before then.
Alright, you're heading back to the Aquamarine Gulf.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm gonna die at some point, but probably not from this.
It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger.
Except for when it doesn't. So, as you approach, the first people to notice would be Cedar, Thicket, and actually it's not hard to see, so you'd pretty much all be able to see it, but the first notice would be Cedar and Thicket. As you approach the Aquamarine Gulf, you do see 2 guards standing out front.
Guys,
Not
there
that
are
many
guards
left
there.
Hmm?
Guys, there are guards there.
Yeah.
What if they're just friends, Thicket? And they're just hanging out?
They could be. I'm just making sure you guys saw them.
Oh yeah, do you guys
I
see
can go
those guys
first
hanging
to see
out?
what happens.
So y'all are approaching?
I can go
Mm-hmm.
first if you're worried.
Gambit will follow close behind.
As you approach the 2 guards, both of which are men, look over, take a note of you all. Excuse me, are you all the messengers?
Your mom's a
We
messenger.
are. Indeed.
Aha, alright, and you're the owners of the cart that was brought in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you mind coming down to the guard keep and answer some questions for us?
Okay. I feel like we
Sure.
have been framed.
Alright,
Well,
come with
beautiful
us then.
pieces have also been framed, so
What was that? Cedar. You're Cedar, right? I believe we got all names.
how do you know my name?
We were given the names and we were told to come get you.
By who?
We'll be happy to explain once we get there.
I'd
You
rather
know
you
my
tell me
name?
right now.
We were
I
told by
don't
one of the
like
guards
it when
that was
people tell
informed.
me.
There was an
I
incident
don't-
that we were informed about by one of the guards. He said he was the guard at the entrance, had your names written down.
I don't like it when people know.
Yes,
me.
Jefferson.
Yes.
Jefferson said we should go here. Yes.
Yeah. Give us your names. Mind
Eh,
if we talk about the...
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not worried.
Perfect.
And Garan will start walking, following.
They will lead you, one at the front of the group, one at the back of the group. Is anyone resisting? Is anyone doing anything funky while they lead you to the guards' barracks, basically? The guard station.
Thicket
I'm
asks,
less than
"Do
a
you know
move.
my
That's
name?"
pretty funky if you ask me.
So Cedar's going along. What was that, Thicket?
Thicket asks, "Do you know my name?" Since he knew Cedar's.
What does Thicket say?
He's asking, "Do you know my name?"
Do you know my name?
Yes, because he knew Cedar's name and he's surprised.
Yeah, you're Thicket. Aren't you? The cat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but where is he from?
I don't know. I wasn't given that much information.
He's from the forest.
Oh, from the forest. That makes sense, I guess. Anyway, as they lead you all to the guard station, trying to be relatively quiet as they go. Like, not like trying to sneak you along, but they're not making conversation. And seem to be avoiding doing so. As you get there, they lead you inside of this fairly nondescript building made of bits of sandstone with wooden supports. They lead you off into one of these waiting rooms that has a table and 7 chairs. They usher you inside, and assuming you all go in, they will close the door behind you and leave you alone in the room.
Does it seem sinister?
Make a vibe check, I guess. I guess insight vibe check.
Vibe check. 2.
You get a weird
With a
feeling.
9.
I don't know. It feels weird. You've never been let into a police station, basically, before.
Ticket's not too worried about it. He didn't do anything. He is innocent forever and always.
There is no one more wholesome than Thicket.
That's true. A couple of minutes pass by. And then opening the door, there are 3 guards come in. The 2 from before, as well as Jefferson, as well as an older human man in slightly nicer armor that you can see he does have a insignia on his chest plate. On the plate of his chainmail. As he comes in and sits down in the 7th chair, the other 3 guards just standing off to the side. He sits down. Nice to meet you all. I'm Adam. Mind if I get all your names again?
I do mind.
That's Thicket. I'm Gambit. Cedar.
Are these your
Ron.
legal names?
Sorry, could you say that again? My earbuds died.
Are these your legal names?
No, the question before.
What are all your names?
Okay.
Are these your legal names?
Yeah.
What does legal mean?
The one you were assigned, that would be on any paperwork regarding.
There's paperwork for that?
Unfortunately, I have to fill out some paperwork, and I prefer to be accurate the first time. It saves me effort. Continue. We've got Gambit, Thicket. Who are the others?
Would I
You Doug?
would I recognize any of these fellow employees? Maybe.
You would not recognize any of the guards. No. You haven't made your way down to shits before.
I see. In that case, Doug.
All right, Doug, Maverick, last 2. Seder, do you mind?
Yes, I do mind. Why do you need my name?
Paperwork.
For what?
I brought you in here. I have to keep a log of it. It's just simple talk. I just want to get some answers about something before I let you all go.
How about you ask the question, then I'll let you know what my name is.
Do any of the rest of you know this woman's name?
It's Cedar with a G.
Where is the G in that?
It's
There's
like
a G?
it's like
Doug.
Nat. It's
So
at the beginning, like Nat.
Alright.
Peter!
Well, Cedar, alright.
No, it's not.
And you, as you
Why?
gesture over to Garand.
Garund Evenstar, and I don't know why you're asking the question if you're the one that summoned us. That this doesn't make sense.
So, something was found in your cart that was not declared upon entry that we have a few questions about. Are any of you aware of what we might be here for? Just to get that out of the way in case it was something unexpected. Is there anything you knew of that you should have mentioned when you came into town?
Well, I tried telling you guys I have
Water?
a rock, but I don't think anyone heard me.
A rock? Good to know. Anything else?
No, I think you can tell by the looks on our faces that we're very
Are you
confused
aware?
about this entire situation, so no.
Okay, are you aware you brought a dead body into town?
What? I've never even seen a dead
Well, yeah,
body.
we want to bury him.
So you did bring the body.
We want to bury him. We want to put. Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to
Is there
return
a
him to his
reason-
family.
Is there a reason you didn't mention this to the guards?
Can we pretend that we did? And that we didn't all forget about it as players?
Nope. You're this far in, you're digging your grave.
No, we're trying to dig his grave, not our grave.
Yeah, you're trying to dig his grave.
Could we do a
Honestly,
deception check?
What's that?
Could we roll a deception check?
So what? You've got two people. One person has said that y'all didn't. Cedar seemed quite surprised, claimed that she'd never seen a dead body before. And Garon said yes, we were going to bury him. What are
Deception.
you trying to say, Doug? What are you trying to deceive them about?
Well, Thicket said something, and so I was like, well, maybe Thicket could do a deception check.
What?
What are you trying to deceive him into believing? Like,
Well, I missed the story, but
I have a rock.
To catch you as Jack up, y'all found a body. Y'all took the stuff from the body, wrapped the body in cloth. Cedar cast the Gentle Repose spell to keep him pristine for 10 days afterward, which has 7 days left. Brought him into town, and nobody mentioned to any of the guards that you brought a dead body into town. Wrapped in your cart.
Yes, you weren't here when we found the sinkhole and there was a dead body in it. Also, a boomerang of returning that that Maverick has, and also a lamp that only Maverick knows about.
Yeah,
because he's hiding it from everyone.
So it's illegal to bring dead bodies into a city?
It's not necessarily illegal, but it is highly suspicious to bring a dead body into a city.
Is she?
Not mention anything.
Alright. So, okay, maybe I can just settle this really quickly. Cedar, I don't understand what you've been doing lately. You've been very confusing today, so I'm just going to just outright no. Sir, I don't understand what the issue is, but maybe this will help clear things up. Firstly, we are adventurers. We have rescued and saved many people. You can ask other towns about this. Now, beyond that, we found this poor soul lost and dead in the desert. We thought, well, this is the closest town. We'll take some time, hopefully, and ask around and see if anyone knows him. Maybe they could, give a proper burial. If not, that's fine. We've also taken steps in making sure that he would not cause stench. And then, we actually have other options as well to see about, if no one here knows him, that we might be able to find a place to put him to rest. So that was all. As far as forgetting it, we're just in the process of always trying to help. We don't necessarily always think about whatever else might have been going on. So it was purely a slip of the mind. There was no.
It's our first time having to declare stuff at the entrance of a town gate.
And that's also true.
Probably also
that's
our
also
first
a
time
fact.
having a dead body.
That's also true. So again, see, there's lots of It is. I don't know.
It is. Okay.
I
just don't keep track of what we do.
Garand, I'd like you to make a persuasion check. Gambit, I would like you to make a deception check.
I knew this was coming.
You lied.
Wait, what is Gambit?
I did.
Saying it's his legal name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Uh-oh.
Can he get help? Because we all genuinely just don't call him anything else and forgot that it's not his legal name.
No, but there is a dynamic DC behind it, so maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. It looks at you all. I'd like to believe you all. You seem quite genuine, except for you. He points at Cedar. You seem either confused or oddly antagonistic, and I don't entirely understand why. But I understand if you haven't done this before. If you haven't rescued someone, you might not understand. But yes, anytime you enter into a jurisdiction, you should let them know you're transporting the dead. It is a huge deal, especially because, in this example, a child found the body. The kid at the inn who was taking care of your cart, he's the one who reported the body.
Oh, the poor lad.
Yes,
No, I look over at Doug and say, I greatly understand why this could be happening. Why this could happen.
Abby! Abby's dead.
Bye-bye.
We'll keep going for a minute. But I do believe you. And so, to be frank, I don't, given how you went about this, we will be taking the body off your hands and trying to find if there is anyone in town who knows who it is. We'll handle that from here. Thank you for delivering him to us. Are there any objects he owned that need to be returned to his family or anything?
We found a boomerang that he
If it was
had.
on him when he died, it would be preferable that you hand it over.
Dicky looks at Maverick and is like, do we still have the boomerang?
I'm gonna say Maverick will, if y'all offer it, if y'all want him to, he will hand over the boomerang.
Oh man. No.
He will hand over the boomerang. He does not mention the lamp. Alright.
How long ago was it that we cast Gentle Repose?
3 days before.
Okay. I
I've
feel like we
also been
should let them
tasked-
know that.
Good. 6 more days of fine body. I've also been tasked with letting you know that despite your previous deal, and he does pull out a gold coin and tosses it over to Garand. Unfortunately, due to the situation and with the child finding the body, the Goliath couple that takes care of that inn has requested that you do not return. And as such, we've brought your cart here. They would prefer you not to spend at least this evening there.
Seems fair.
Certainly. Extend our apologies for the confusion, and please, if there's anything that they feel might go to, warrant or earn an apology back to them, that I would happily, like to make amends, because again, completely unintentional and heartbreaking.
I'm sure it'd be okay if you went and apologized, but it's just one of those situations, and I'll still have to take note of all this and paperwork and everything. I'd be preferred if, when we do our autopsy, if you don't leave town for the next couple of days, in case we find indications that he was murdered or anything. How did you say he died?
We found him in a sand pit. It looked like he had fallen in.
Understood. All right, we'll take that into consideration. Please don't leave town for the next couple of days, and we will be in touch if anything changes.
Certainly, and apologies to you as well. Jefferson, I apologize. I know that they look at you as a good customer, and I would not want them to have ill thoughts of you for your recommendation towards us to coming to their inn. Just purely a mistake, and hopefully we can move forward.
He nods. Yeah, it should be okay. I'm pretty good friends with them. It's a mistake. Nothing I could have foreseen. I doubt they'll be too mad at me. And Adam stands up. Well, the exit is that way, as he points down the hall from the way you came. I'm sure you can find yourselves out. Appreciate meeting all of you. Please, be more careful. And he and the guards will exit the room, leaving you all quiet.
Well, that was a
Why
mess.
don't we all just forget about the guy in our cart? He's very
I
big.
don't know.
I mean, we could have been tired from a long trip on the road.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and also we've never had to, declare anything upon entrance. Things clearly work differently here.
Yeah. Alright, so you are all left in the quiet. I assume you all leave.
I forgot what we were set out to do before this.
You had set out to go back to the inn to try and figure out who might have been healed or something recently.
Well.
But now you've been asked not to return to that particular inn. So
That's a closed door.
I did ask y'all 3 times if y'all were declaring anything.
Listen, it's hard to forget about it's easy to forget about stuff when you can't actually see it right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Tell that to my refrigerator.
True. Okay, well, are there other
I mean, at this point, we would have to... Yeah.
Yeah. Where was the guy that the less well-to-do place that the shopkeeper
Driftwood Grotto.
Yeah, Driftwood Grotto was the other wood enforcement.
All right. I guess we'll have to go there, but everyone, make sure that all of your pockets are closed. And watch out for people bumping into you.
Pickett holds onto his rock very tightly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, time to double, triple tie everything and put everything into the backpack and then extra tie that. Put the flap.
See, now would be
over
a
all
good
that.
time to have the hole.
Right. It is what it is.
You all prepare yourselves and take precautions. Bleh. Okay, more water.
So yeah, I guess that's where we're heading then.
As you head down, you head toward the docks. As you see, this area of the town is a little bit less well kept. Everything is a bit messier, not as clean. There are warehouses. You can see the docks. You can smell the salty air from here. As you walk along, you do finally come along this couple of stories high building. The sign, you see partially broken actually, does say Driftwood Grotto on it. And you can hear people talking inside.
Do they have anywhere to keep and stable the wagon stuff?
There is there is an area next to it where you could park it, but there is not like a closed off stable.
And just out of curiosity, was there nothing along the way as we were making our way there?
You could have dropped them off at the front. Basically, any of the entrances to the city do have these that you can rent. So you could easily parked it somewhere else if you didn't want to bring it to this location.
Yeah, I mean, because we want to try to minimize what they could steal from us, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. So yeah, you
And we
depart.
should leave Claude in the cart too, so that he can be our alarm, and
Why
you
would
can
you leave me
scare.
here?
Because listen, you have an important duty. Your duty is to pretend to be a ghost.
I feel like
Actually,
you're
no,
patronizing
that's
me.
not a good idea.
I feel like this
See,
is patronism.
uh,
Patrionism. Yes, that's the word.
well,
How
you
dare
are
you?
the patron saint of this cart.
That's insulting. Is this right, Garant? Maverick? Anyone?
No, I think Gambit is trying to have you be an assistance to us.
Yeah,
But yes, if you could not necessarily pretend to be a ghost, but perhaps like, I am the magical arm. You shall not harm this stuff. Leave it all and do not touch or be cursed forever. Just even saying something like that would scare enough people away, I think.
Fine. If that's what you want me to do, I guess I'll stay here for the night.
You can do
Don't
sand
leave me
stuff
here.
too to like scare people away, be intimidating.
I could
Oh,
scare
yes.
people.
Or
I
you
could
can
hope.
be an arm.
That too. I could also do that. But that's interesting though. You know? I could throw sand at people and scare them. Do you know how good that feels, Doug?
Well, there you go.
You can do that while you're
Alright.
guarding the stuff too.
I've been persuaded.
So Doug just kind of whispers to Gambit, is like, see, reverse psychology.
yeah, exactly.
Leaving him there with the mules. Is there anything else y'all are leaving with the cart, or is the rest of the stuff coming with you?
Is Jackie coming with us, or is she staying with the
Jackie
mules?
has been following along with you. Also, Doug, are you still carrying the paintings along your back?
I was gonna ask, were they returned?
The images are still there at this point.
Wait, where are we?
You are in Schist.
So I thought the paintings were taken for further investigation.
Were they?
I thought
Did you
so.
give the
I
paintings?
don't remember.
Oh, you did give the paintings, didn't you? You handed
I-
them off to...
Bellathor.
Did you hand them off to Bellathor?
I did.
Okay, so they would not have been returned to you. He would have told you that they are cursed. And that the phantoms you saw would come back periodically. And that in doing so, in having them, they did remove the curse and release the souls that were attached to them.
Ah.
My bad, I forgot about that. So, I guess you don't have the paintings anymore, my friend. I'm sorry.
Yay, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. Because for some reason I thought you still had them, and they were definitely going to attack you at some point in the middle of the night. But now they're not going to do that. As you find your way to this dark-looking inn, as it is getting on towards 6:30 in the evening, as the sun begins to go down on the docks. There is a sign off to the side.
I would have asked.
Yeah.
I was saying I would have asked if there was a place I could perform.
So as you're entering in, there is you would notice, Gambit, there is a basically poster board, what's it called?
Wanted.
Basically, like wanted, as well as like jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
On a board off to the side.
Yeah.
And you do
Like an
see
Animal
Community
Crossing.
bulletin board.
Yeah, a bulletin
Yes!
board, that's it. There is a bulletin board listing several different things on there, including, as you would quite easily notice, a somewhat crude drawing of you without your hat and your eye patch, asking for wanted dead or alive.
Ooh.
For 5,000 gold. Alioth Tasok. In relief.
Mm-hmm.
That breastplate
Does
That-
Thicket see it too?
Yeah, I think it would notice it.
Thicket wants to go take the poster and start folding it into origami.
You can do so. Yeah, you could easily pull it down and start folding it up. Entering in, you see there are a few rough and tumble type figures. Are some various figures at tables drinking some kind of dark, fairly strong smelling alcohol. A fireplace somewhat smoldering in the corner, not particularly well kept. Sitting at the bar, behind the bar on a stool, you do see a human man with an eye patch, smoking some kind of cigar, sitting behind the bar. He just glances over to you as you come in. Well, you got tongues, don't you?
Sure. I
One
do
time.
have a tongue.
What do you want?
Garand, what do we want?
Thicket, you would notice this guy does have multiple silver teeth. Multiple silver space teeth.
We'd like one room if you
That's
have one,
cool.
and I'd like an opportunity to perform this evening if that's an option as well.
He looks up and down. 1 gold for the room. You can perform if you want. Take the tips.
All right.
Yeah.
So the gold that they gave me back because the other people didn't keep it, I will then give right
He
back
takes
to this guy.
it and tosses you an old bronze key. 3rd door on the left, 2nd floor.
Thank you, sir.
Doug. You would notice that they hadn't seen you yet, but you do actually recognize one of the guys at one of the tables. You see 4 people sitting at one of the tables talking and playing a card game. You would recognize one of the people as... as Valender, one of the guys who was trained up around the same time as you in the Orange Sun. And you can see on his shoulder, uncovered from his armor, he does have a tattoo of a rising orange sun on his shoulder.
Like, do I have great memories of him?
Roll me a D100.
I will.
Right, you're not...
Someone else roll him a D100.
I'll roll you a D100. Above 50, or above 60, good. Below 40, bad. In the middle, indifferent. It was good. You had a fine relationship with him. Nothing too special, nothing too close, but you got along just fine.
In that case, Doug will just kind of not engage first, but if he's engaged, he'll respond.
Valander seems to be too deep in his conversation to properly pay attention.
Then Doug,
as you all enter into the evening, yeah, what was that?
I was saying then Doug will just kind of bypass.
All right, kind of avoiding the conversation. What are all of you doing over the evening? I know that Garand is performing.
Gambit is looking to see if anyone reacts to the Garand's performance.
Thicket is making sure no one gets stolen from.
To see like if anyone like gets like a sheepish look, like looks guilty, or if they look surprised or shocked. Just kind of like
Garand still performing his songs about a guilty thief, basically.
I think I would change it at this point.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think it would be at this
probably.
time. Yeah, I think it's going to be something along the lines of um, sticking it to the man, and I'll do whatever it takes for my friends and my family, and that kind of rousing type scenario.
All right,
Okay.
fair. Is Gambit looking for anything in particular, or is Gambit... What is Gambit doing? Thicket is keeping a hawk's eye out, watching to make sure nobody gets stole from.
Yeah, I guess he's looking for any like agreement or like people who feel validated by Garon's song since you changed it. Assuming that we talk about it like beforehand. Well, I guess Gambit has ears and a brain.
So Gambit's not looking for like any thief talk or anything. He's trying to see how people react to the song.
Yeah, for right now.
Okay, make an investigation check.
What does the light situation look like in the tavern?
It's a pretty dim light. Like there are some candles here and there, but like if you want to go sulk off in the shadows in the corner like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, you totally can.
Well, Doug was thinking about helping Garon perform by having his shattered memory kind of shed light as a spotlight.
Onto Garand?
Yeah, but there's no light, so...
Yeah, there's not enough light to properly do that here.
So yeah, then Doug is just going to observe.
I mean,
so,
I have a fire
serious?
cat. I can make light.
I've rolled a 3, a 2, and a 1. It just keeps getting worse.
Is Thicket trying to use the fire cat to aid in the performance? Is that something y'all are doing?
I've never used it before, so I mean, technically, no one really knows about it. But
what would you like to do?
I think that just depends on how, I guess, obvious it was that Doug was trying to like figure out a way to help Garon perform.
How obvious was it?
Well, I was just going to give him advantage on his performance check.
I will note he probably doesn't need it. He's already rolled, and he rolled a 26.
Oh.
So I guess over the evening,
he's finished playing as we're trying to figure out if we should or shouldn't help.
Like, how do we do this? And he's already over there singing this rousing tune. Thicket, as far as you can tell, no one tries to steal from you, as everyone seems to be rather enraptured by Garon's song. It does not take long before you have some people coming in from the outside, and even though these people do look rough and tumble, there are quite a few what look to be sailors coming in, ordering drinks, and at the start are like gambling with cards and stuff, but then very quickly with these songs, oh, welcome back, Abby. Is there anything you would like to do as Cedar while Garand is performing in the kind of stuffy, darker tavern in the darker side of town?
Do they have milk?
Maybe. I'm gonna roll a check and see if they have milk, and then I'm gonna roll another check to see if the milk's any good. They have milk. See if the milk is any good. They have milk. It's not very good milk. It's kind of on the edge of being spoiled.
Oh. Then no.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But very quickly, the entire tavern gets into the song. These sailors, including what you see, Doug, what you would be able to notice as the night goes on, the other 3 people that are with Valander do also have, though you don't know them personally, they do also have, you note on each of them, 1 on the hand and 2 on each of their chest, like their upper chest near their collarbone. They do all have orange sun tattoos. And everyone, including them, is effectively all singing along, dancing to the sound of this somewhat folksy tune that Garand is putting out, and everyone seems to be very much enjoying themselves. Gambit, you look around very closely. And so many of these people look so suspiciously into this song. Just like too many people to choose from almost. They all look so guiltily part of it.
Did we get to a cult?
No, you went to a sailor's tavern.
Same thing.
Garonda's very good at knowing his audience.
Garon is good at knowing his audience. He did a good job. And I will say, even from that, unfortunately, there's not a lot of gold to go around. Sailors don't make that much money, but the money they do have, they tend to throw around at taverns. You get 8 silver pieces. $31 copper pieces. And 2 gold pieces over the evening. And that was 8 silver, 31 copper, and 2 gold. As everyone seems to be very much enjoying your music, even to the point of yelling for an encore at one point, as you've effectively packed this tavern full and thicket with your level of perceptiveness. You can even hear the thunk, as you like the thunk of someone tapping behind a counter, and it looks like even the gruff man that seems to own this bar and inn, even he seems to be getting into the music.
Oh, thank you, you're a lovely audience. Let's see, this is one from my younger days when I was maybe a little bit rowdier, and I, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. And this one will be, falling in love with the wrong girl, because I bet they will enjoy that song also.
You definitely have people singing along about lost loves. You see a couple of the sailors, like halfway in tears, singing along with the song, clearly thinking of someone they lost. Gambit, are you trying anything else? Are you doing anything, Cedar, Doug, or anyone over the evening, or still just enjoying your time in the tavern that is oddly taken to you all?
Cedar's also crying, thinking about her family that she lost.
Oh. I'm going to give up on trying to vibe check everyone, and I'm just gonna kind of look around under tables and on door frames and chairs and stuff like that, and see if there's any like thieves' camp.
Make a perception check and a stealth check.
Yeah.
I assume you're trying not to be like super obvious to it.
Yes.
All right, Doug, are you doing anything?
Doug is just
Are you
bewildered
serious?
at all of the tears.
You said he's confused at all the tears.
Yeah, and he's just trying to make sense of why people are having a good time but also crying.
That's fair. With those rolls, Gambit. So here's the thing. There are going to be a couple of people that notice you, and we'll get to that. A lot of people actually don't, but with being inebriated, the DC is very low.
Okay, good.
That you basically would have had to roll one less, I think. No, you would have had to roll a natural one for you to fail. The stealth check, at least. And with that perception, as you move around, you are like pushed by one guy as you're like moving under his table. He like kicks you back, gives you a stern look. Do you like keep trying to get in his way, or are you like moving off whenever people do that?
I'm gonna be like, so sorry. There's something on his shoe, and I'm gonna like take my sleeve and like shine his shoe a little bit.
They look
but while
at you
I'm
suspiciously, but you do avoid. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Do this. And as you do that, I assume you're still looking around for thieves' cant.
right. Mm-hmm.
You do see marks from thieves' cant several times throughout the bar.
Oh, finally.
With that persuasion, you do quite well. Despite the reactions, you do avoid getting into any bar fights. with these people as you get in their way and keeping them from getting too mad whenever they do see you and get annoyed with you. With that perception, you do see multiple different instances of thieves' cant. Some of them say things like, effectively indicating that this is a spot to meet up. You do see one guy. You do notice there is a carved mark into his wooden cup that nobody else seems to have. He does have this wooden tankard that marked into it. Effectively translates to like fence or salesman. You see a couple others that mention like there's a safe place to hide. A mark about something about going down a couple of blocks, but it doesn't say anything else. So there's like something 2 blocks to the east, but it doesn't say anything else about the location. Those are the main things you'd find. That effectively this is an okay place to hide. And this man in particular seems to have basically a mark saying, "Hey, I'm a fence." Which, for any of you who doesn't know, a fence is basically a term for someone that you can sell stolen goods to, and they will find a way to turn around and sell those, and their job is basically to turn around and find a way to sell those goods in a clean market or to other locations.
Like laundering.
Yeah. Like laundering stolen goods is basically what a fence does.
What about anything related to smuggling? Not really anything.
You would see nothing in particular about drugs or drug smuggling or anything.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go up to the fence guy.
You sit down at his table, relatively empty, him and one other guy. The other guy seems to be paying full attention to Garand. As you sit down, the fence looks over to you. Silent.
You seem like you're what do you do for a living? You seem very thrifty. An
This
entrepreneur.
I make deals, this and that.
Yeah.
Looking for something to be moved. Trying to get some aid in any of your endeavors. Looking for something on the market.
I am looking for something on the market. Listen, one of my close relatives has recently been cursed, and I would like to undo that curse. Do you have anything?
He will open his opposite hand, so he's holding the mug with his left hand. He opens his right hand and just places it upward on the table in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits silently, waiting, his hand open.
Okay. What does he want me to do? I guess
you'd be able to pretty easily tell he's waiting for basically payment for information.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's something that would be pretty obvious to you dealing with thieves.
Yeah, that's right. All right, yeah. That was a player moment. Okay. All right. Gambit is going to give him a gold, I guess.
He takes it, closes his hand around it, puts it in his pocket. Well, I don't personally have access to it, but as he takes a swig of a cigar, reaches up to it with his right hand, pulls it out. But, and you didn't hear this from me.
Oh, of course.
A guy named Felm has something you're looking for. Got it a couple of days ago. It was brought into his hands, if you know what I mean. And it's Might be able to find out. And I don't know if this is necessarily true, but apparently he's already got a buyer set up.
Hmm?
Now, if you're looking for the other side of that, maybe I happen to know where he likes to meet. As he holds out his hand again.
I'll give him another gold.
He leaves his hand open.
Okay, another one. Is it still open? I've given him 2 gold.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, this man drives a hard bargain. All right. I'll give him 2 more gold, so that should be 4 gold.
He waits. I'm beginning to feel like you are not the more gold you're asking for, the more I'm beginning to be suspicious if you know what you're talking about. Are you saying this to him?
Yes.
If you don't want the information, I don't have to give it to you.
Can does Doug see what's going on?
You see you see Gambit talking to a guy.
Can Doug go up there and because Doug sees what's going on in terms of like handing over gold.
You see Gambit give the guy a couple of gold pieces, and the guy does place these 4 gold pieces into his pocket.
Doug's just gonna walk up, not say a word, get 1 gold coin put in his hand to make it an even 5, because 5's an even number, and then like, close his fist and then give him like a stern look.
Make an intimidation check.
Sure.
And if there is any chance that
make a strength-based
Garon is watching this, I was gonna say if there's any chance that Garon sees this exchange happening, because now that finally Gambit's been sitting at a table, then I would love to throw in an improvised verse about people knowing when to stop, and see if this is a help to intimidate to see if I can assist.
I'll roll it for you. There would not be any proper assist. The guy is not listening to the music, so that wouldn't really apply.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just like, let me help him out if I can.
Or could I get an advantage if I like let my echo just like barely come off of me, so it seems as if like it's illuminating from me, like I'm giving this dark aura?
Sure. He looks at you. And he closes his hand, puts the gold in his pocket. Alright. There's this warehouse. It's not used. Pretty much a wasted space. This guy owns it. It's part of his little scheme. Well, technically it's not owned by him, it's owned by a different group, but he likes to meet there. Apparently. The meeting is tomorrow night. And he would give you directions to a particular warehouse on the docks.
Okay.
That's roughly 8 blocks down, yada yada, because I don't actually know the full layout. Would effectively tell you where it is.
Is it near the other guy that we're investigating?
It is not.
Okay.
It's in a different section of the docks.
Is it?
Apparently, he likes to meet at early in the morning, 1, 2 a.m. that's all you're going to be getting from me on this one.
All right.
Especially with your cop butt over here.
Does it?
He gestures over to Doug.
Does it seem like he's withholding information?
Make an insight check.
Sure.
By that I mean I'm making an insight check for you. Because I keep forgetting you don't have a computer. I don't know, man. I mean, he was really reluctant to say stuff before.
Well,
Might be holding back more info.
Well, in that case, whenever he gives me that look, my echo is gonna like shimmer a little bit, as if, it's starting to go haywire.
Okay.
For, I guess, intimidation. Back at his look.
He looks at you. Nothing. If you're looking for something else, kid, I don't got anything for you. Sundog. You have not been called a sundog before. You don't recognize the name.
All right. Well, we're going to leave you to your evening.
He blows another blast of smoke and says nothing else to you.
All right. Just walk away.
All right. The rest of the evening would go pretty smoothly. Thicket keeps an eye out and sees no one tries to steal from any of you. On this particular evening, at least. Garand, you got your payment, and over the evening, how long do you play?
I mean, I'll play until like less than half of the audience is still like sober or at least still paying. And once the coin stops coming, then I'll finish off with a farewell adieu.
All right, in that case, you're gonna get some bit more money for playing so long, effectively trying to exhaust. You get 10 more silver. And 14 more copper pieces. And the others of you may go to bed by the time he's done, because Garand will play until 2:30 in the morning at this pace.
Hey, Echo.
Hey. Yeah, but if y'all let him, Garand will play until about 2:30 in the morning before the crowd thins out enough.
Gambit will try to stay up, but eventually he'll just fall asleep with his head on the table.
No.
Thicket will use speaking animals to tell Jackie to make sure to keep an eye on Garon while everyone else is headed off to bed.
She is happy to do so. Over evening, Garon finishing up. The guy at the counter, who seems to own this place, never gave you a name, does give you a nod as you go. A somewhat appreciative look. And you do see at this point, by the time it's 2:30 and he starts to actually stand up and clean up, you do see he flips up his eye patch. And he does not, he is not missing an eye. It is just like Gambit.
Nice.
He is wearing it for looks.
A fellow fashion person, I
Fashion
see.
icon.
Uh-huh. A fashion eye patch.
Fashion eye gone.
And I will go ahead and, or any of you, are y'all taking your normal watches, I presume?
I guess so.
Yes.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to call for
Echo
any
agrees.
perception checks or anything. We'll go ahead and move us up to 10 a.m. It is now 10 a.m. Monday, the 20th of March. I will long rest the party. Rest. Long rest. Enjoy.
Yay.
As you wake up fairly late, the sounds of waves rolling onto the docks, with now information that apparently, late at night on the 21st, there's going to be some kind of deal for that object. But I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
does Gambit share this with the class?
Yes. Yes. He does. Mm-hmm. especially since everyone, well, at least Doug and all helped him get the information. So are we gonna go? We're gonna go to this meeting. It could be our item that we're looking for, or it could be something else.
I think if we have the time to look into the other matter while you know this other one is a day away,
Okay.
I think that's of benefit. But I think
All right.
we need to look into it. And I meant it when I said I want to try to eliminate some of the more problematic issues. Rowdy drinking doesn't really offend me so much, but stealing from people and putting people in jeopardy, I think that's definitely a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for the day then, are you all immediately going at 10 a.m. up to Ulrich's? I believe it's... Did I say Ulrich? I think that's what I said. Let me... Yes, Ulrich. Are y'all going to Ulrich Morning's house?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, early in the morning like this?
Yep.
Well, not early in the
10
morning.
really
but
early?
10 a.m.? It's not, but are you going at 10 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Are you waiting for a certain time or not?
No, and I think if so, we're going to talk to him. So our effective plan is going to be what we're going to offer our services to him. To something like that, like.
Well, I guess that's the question.
Hey.
What is your plan with Ulrich? What are you trying to do?
There's so many things going on at once.
Mm-hmm. So this is
Two whole
the
timelines.
this is
Actually
the
four, but that's not the point.
this is the guy that we totally did not get a tip from Rusty about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. I think that we should go scope it out a little bit so we know kind of what we're getting into.
Should one of us go as like effectively an emissary, saying, "Hey, I'm part of the messengers, and we're looking for work, and we're wondering if you have anything," and just kind of read the situation, feel things out, sort of.
Sure.
Or maybe two. Maybe we should go two. We wouldn't want,
Mm-hmm.
Well, Thicket, if you're willing, I think that you're great at understanding what people are thinking and what they're not saying.
I'm good at like noticing things that happen, but not so much interpreting people's words.
Yeah. So what abilities, what strengths do you think that we should take into this plan? So we need someone who can understand someone's intentions, and notice things going on, and maybe we need someone who is good at talking to people, and maybe maybe someone who is strong and can get us out of a sticky situation. So, like, should all of us go?
I mean,
or
we could just all go. We
Yeah.
we could just all go and say, hey, yeah, we're the messengers. We're looking for work. You know, is there anything like that? And then we can all kind of get a read on the situation. That's probably the best idea.
Yeah, you're probably right.
All right, so are y'all going to his house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Following the directions you were given, you arrive at his place of residence. This fairly small building, separated from others, effectively like a townhouse setup almost. And you go to the address you were given by Rusty, the one she pointed you to. This closed door. The wooden blinds in the building are closed.
Knock knock or ring bell or whatever. You do something,
Knock
Doug.
on the door a few times.
Not if Doug was about to do something.
Doug?
So you said no response?
Yeah, you knock on the door and there was no response.
Can I see through the window?
The windows are currently shuttered, so probably not, no. There's a wooden shutter over them. This glass is expensive. Wood is not as expensive.
What is there like I guess space under the door?
Not a lot, but there's a little bit of space.
Well, is it enough for me to like see just a little so I can send an echo in that direction and then switch with it?
What a good question.
Actually, do I have to be able to see the area, or is...
That's what I'm thinking. Let's go check out what your echo can do. Let's see. Manifest echo.
Because, like, I know I can't see through it at the moment.
I think it's supposed to be solid. So it would have to be a spot you can see. And I don't think you'd be able to see under the door, at least not well enough for this.
Is there a chimney?
It doesn't look like your echo can move, like, through objects or anything.
Is there a chimney?
There is a opening on top, yeah.
Okay, well then, can I cast my echo vertically and then switch places with it and then go down the chimney?
You could certainly try.
Well, let's try that.
You all see Doug in the daylight throw his echo onto the roof and replace himself with it. Are any of the rest of you doing anything as Doug does this?
I'm gonna be looking around to see if anybody noticed.
Okay, Garon, make a perception check.
Wait, what are we trying to do?
That's a good question. Y'all hadn't really decided exactly what the plan of attack was, except for talking to him, but he didn't answer, so it appears Doug is trying to get inside. Does not appear anyone is watching, Garand.
Okay, that's good, because Doug doing Doug things is the one thing I was worried about, and sure enough, Doug did a Doug thing.
Yeah, Doug's not very perceptive. He just acts.
It would be difficult to squeeze yourself down into the chimney, but it does give you enough room to where, like, you could throw an echo to the bottom and then replace it with yourself.
Then that's what Doug will do.
You effectively place an echo, replace squeezing yourself at the bottom of the chimney as you find yourself basically squeezing into the wooden stove opening. I'm sorry, stone stove opening, like squeezing down into it before you throw another echo across the room and replace yourself with it, finding yourself in what appears to be his kitchen. A fairly simple kitchen, not a lot of stuff here. Even looking at like foodstuffs, there's not a lot of food here. It's a fairly sparse kitchen. And a fairly open floored room, a small little almost sitting area off to the opposite side, and to your left is the doorway outside.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is unlock the door.
You go over and unlock the door.
Well, is it...
You all hear it unlock from the inside.
Is it actually locked?
It is.
Okay. But yeah, I'll unlock the door. And then I'll open.
Okay. Once Doug opens the door, Gambit is gonna check for any like alarm system or like traps.
Make an investigation check.
Ugh.
If I pick up on what Gambit's doing, can I also do that?
You can make an investigation check as well, or give Gambit advantage.
Should we be breaking into this guy's house?
Doug just shrugs his shoulders and be like, it was an option.
I mean,
Gambit
are
and
options.
Garon. It's true. Options are options, Cedar says.
Doesn't mean you should do every option you have.
I never heard the end of that quote.
Looking around Gambit and Garon, neither of you see any magical or otherwise traps, locks, alarms, or anything of the sort.
Not very loud, but loud enough that maybe
there
if
is a small
someone...
staircase that goes upstairs, as well as a small staircase that goes downstairs.
Not very loud, but loud enough that if someone were inside... Yeah, if someone were inside or someone were nearby, I want to say... I'm sorry, did I hear something inside? Are you alright? That's my cover.
You say it and you wait a few moments. There's no response.
What did you hear, Garon?
I certainly heard something. I'm not sure what. And I'm like very smallly pointing over at Doug. I heard Doug.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like it's trying to look past Doug to see if there's anything else that he could have heard.
You do not see or hear anything else besides that.
Okay. So using hold on. Let me see. I have keen senses, but only on certain senses. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Can I use okay, so here. Gambit is going to take off his hat and well, first he's going to slip into the doorway, kind of out of the side of the road. He's going to take off his hat and ruffle his hair, and you'll see these two black like his hair, kind of feather-looking things stick up, and he's going to see if he can smell anyone. If anyone has been in there recently, or if like there's just a general aura of someone there.
Alright, make the perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Did you say Gambit has like bunny ear feathers?
They're not bunny ears, they look like feathers.
if Doug like moves the feathers, like he's moving an antenna to get the best signal, does that help?
I doubt it.
No.
I need to roll something real quick. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You smell the fairly general smell of people from outside. Might be y'all, it might be other people that have walked by recently. But you do also hear, well, not hear, but smell. It does smell like there was someone in here in the last couple of hours, but not any closer than that.
Okay.
There hasn't been someone in the building in his part of the building in the last couple hours.
All right.
You can smell generically people from outside.
Okay. All right. He's going to beckon the party into the door.
From the sounds of it, most of y'all had already entered.
Okay. All right. We're going to shut the door. He's going to be like, okay, here's a plan. I don't think there's anyone at home right now. Thicket, you said that you're good at noticing things?
Yes.
All right. I want you to stand guard at the door. And if you see anyone, you need to yell, help, I think there's a thief. So basically, remember when we talked about how we could make a quick 5,000 gold?
What?
By turning me in? If we get caught, we pin it on me, okay? And y'all are the messengers, and you didn't realize that I had a criminal history, and then you can break me out later, okay? Trust you guys with that. All right?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to take 15 to 30 minutes, as quick as we can, to head up these stairs, find any sort of criminal, hint of smuggling and stuff like that. Any papers, any mysterious locked boxes that might contain anything important, grab it. I can pick the locks and we can see what's inside. Got it?
Okay. Did you say you were going upstairs or downstairs?
I think that we should kind of split up let's go. No, let's all go upstairs.
Is that what the rest of you are doing? Are you following Gambit's lead?
Yep, and I will be assisting him with investigation.
You shuffle upstairs.
Okay.
Which one of you is making the investigation check? Gambit or Garand?
Garand.
I think Gambit should make it because of the whole idea of this, and then I can assist, and then I can also buff with Bardic Inspiration. So every time that he's looking for something, I'll be like, yeah, you've got this. You've got this. You're the best.
Go ahead and make an investigation check, Gambit, or any of the rest of you doing anything during this time.
Did it seem like the stairs were creaking, or could creak?
Not really. They seem to be fairly quiet, fairly well made.
I'm also going to use a hero point, and that's a D4, correct?
Yes, a D4. Okay. You've also got a +6.
Ooh. A D4.
So enjoy your +9 and advantage.
Okay, and advantage, and so my...
And so Thicket, Doug, Cedar.
Oh, nat 20!
Looking around. This total of 29.
Doug is just going to have.
Do you not have your character up? Because your character has plus an investigation. I'm sorry, Doug.
No, it's a.
You
he
can roll
has
from the
a
skills.
0. He has a 0 intelligence, so it's just going to be a flat 20.
You're not proficient investigation. Okay, that's my bad.
No, and I guess I did not anticipate this when I was building this character, that I'd be using investigation so much. So.
Yeah, I mean, things you do when you make it. But hey, a +9 with a nat 20 is still pretty good. What was that, Doug?
Doug was just going to have his sword at the ready.
Oh,
All right.
also, once we get up the stairs, at the top of the stairs, can I do another smell check to see if there's anyone upstairs?
The smell check would probably carry over. You're still not smelling
Okay.
anyone.
Right.
Thicket, are you doing anything while you wait? Standing at the door, relying on passive perception, or something else?
Okay, well, what does the outside of this place look like? Is it like out in the open?
Yeah, it's an open street.
Okay. Does it like lead out to just like a street or like a courtyard or something?
A street.
Okay.
He doesn't have any kind of yard or anything.
Well, Thicket is going to like keep an eye out for anyone who might be like headed to this place, and also trying to act like he's tracking Gambit as if he's like a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Just like,
are you,
pretend.
Standing outside, or are you standing like inside the door?
Let's do inside.
Okay, you're inside. Gambit, you very quickly, as you go upstairs, you immediately take inventory over. You see the desk, you see the bed, you see a light little wardrobe off to the side. Your eyes seem to almost matrix start tracking as you scan over the room, seeing like, no, nothing there, no trap, and your eyes lock on as you see there is a fairly basic painting of a valley off to on the wall, and your brain immediately goes like, there's got to be something behind that, and you see no like traps or anything connected to it.
All right. I carefully open it.
You do grab it and pull off the painting, and you do see behind, exactly as you expected, there is a safe.
All right. Can I carry the safe? Can someone?
It is a lockbox effectively placed into the wall, so yes, you could.
All right. Doug.
Yes.
Are you strong? You're strong.
Yes.
Get this box.
Okay, I grabbed it.
Right. I put the painting back. And do I feel like that's all we need, or?
That's not something you can tell by a roll. That's something you have to decide. Do you think that's all you need? You could always open it and find out, but do you think that's all you need?
I'm gonna take one more scan.
With the same roll, quickly jumping around, looking at the different desks and stuff. There's nothing else suspicious, nothing hidden in this room.
Okay. All right. Is there?
As you have Mission Impossible music playing in the background with the guitar, or on his lute, Garage, just chilling.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely be playing it.
Then
All
Doug
right.
is also going to like poke the painting.
Don't. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Poke the painting. Nothing happens.
Right. No ghosts. All right. Is there another room? I'll quickly check all of the rooms upstairs.
There's the downstairs.
Oh, there's the downstairs. Okay. Just to check while we have this golden opportunity, we're gonna run downstairs. Same thing. Smell check, and then search around.
While you go downstairs, as you're finishing this up and starting to move down the stairs, Thicket.
Oh shoot.
You hear two sounds that are similar, but you can tell the difference. With your passive perception, you hear the sound of like metal scraping along metal, like something is like slightly hitting each other, as well as these little like clumps from harder pieces of similar metal sound, but a slightly different tone to it, as if they like bunk against each other just slightly. and you glance outside to see making their way down the road, seemingly like quietly and slightly off to the side of the road, trying to be stealthy almost. You do see what you would have taken as the 4 people from last night that you would have, probably with your perception, would have noted that each of them have an orange sun tattoo, making their way toward the townhouse.
How far away are Gambit and the others?
You could basically look over and see them coming down the stairs.
Guys, there's someone on the way!
Okay, so this is before we go downstairs?
Yeah, this is like as you're going down the stairs.
All right.
You're like
Someone
halfway
on the
down the
way.
stairs and you see me like panicked looking out the window.
Okay, all right. Okay. It's backdoor time.
There is not a back door.
There's not a back door? Great. Fantastic.
You know, we could very easily fight them in here and then say that we stopped them from robbing. And
Can
then,
we pretend that we just
you know,
caught you
what we
breaking
could
in
also
here?
do.
If I may
No, we don't want to. No, we don't want Campbell.
if I may interject, we could lock the door, go downstairs, and then if we somehow get trapped down there, I can be the one to come out since I know them.
I don't think Thicket has mentioned the orange sun thing yet, so you don't know that you know them.
Oh, I've seen them. Oh, that's right.
Mm,
Would probably be able to look out the window real quick and see.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair. As you hear a knock on the door.
I'll just kind of gesture at everyone else to go downstairs.
Thicket turns into a
Okay.
spider.
I take the box. Give me the box.
Do you give Gambit the box?
Yeah.
Okay, I go downstairs as he suggests, and as soon as we get down, I start trying to pick the lock.
You all rush down into the storage room, and as you start hustling with the box, Doug, you go to open the door.
Well, I don't.
And you open it just a bit, and the person on the other. Wait, do you?
Well, I give everyone else a second. Are they only knocking once?
They only knocked once so far.
Well, then I wait.
Hey, anyone in there?
And then I wait.
Open up.
And then I wait.
Y'all did not lock the door back. So
Wait! I locked it.
Oh, you said you locked it back? You hear them jostle with the knob. Come on.
Do I pick up that they are trying to, like, pick it?
You don't hear it. What sounds like them trying to pick it.
But I hear them say, "Come on."
Yeah, said, come on, open up.
Right, then I will still wait.
You hear a shift. Alright, Shell. Go in the same way the other one did. And you hear, alright. And you hear quiet.
So, in that case, I will run to the kitchen and I will barricade the...
What are you trying to use to barricade the furnace, basically?
Well, first, can you describe it, and then I will...
So it is a stone and metal furnace that has a tube going up to the to the roof, and coming down from it, it's a fairly open, meant obviously for both cooking and heating. Open furnace, probably about 3 feet tall, about 4 feet wide, and an arch, which is why you kind of had to squeeze down and then teleport out of it. Raised up off the ground on a series of sandstone.
So,
And
I-
the room does have like a table and chairs and stuff.
so if I heard him say that, then that means they must have seen me, correct?
You can assume that.
About how much, I guess, time has passed downstairs for them to explore after the first knocks and them deciding to just go up the chimney?
12 seconds, 15 seconds. Which also, Gambit, go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check.
Okay.
They get panicked and turned into a spider, if you didn't hear earlier.
Before that, go ahead, just roll it as a stealth, since that already has your proficiency index.
So, it doesn't seem like thieves' tools are in my skills.
I'll add one.
Thank you.
Thieves' Tools, proficient. Set it to Dex.
Huh?
Go ahead and roll it. See if you can very quickly break into this.
And I'm also going to use another hero point.
Okay.
Just because.
Okay, so you got a total of 27.
Oh, look, it's.
As you very quickly shift up, and the lock comes undone. You open it up. Inside, you do see there is a bag that jingles as it moves around. There is... Let's see. There is a bag. There are a few letters. And there are a stack of papers that you'd have to take time to look through.
Okay.
There are letters, papers, and a pouch of money.
I stuff all this into my back. Or whatever, my bag.
Stuff just all of it, money, everything. Just basically dump it all in your
Yes.
bag.
Yeah.
Alright, you dump it all in. Upstairs, Doug, what are you doing? Are you trying to barricade the oven, basically?
Yes. I'm assuming there's like tables and chairs, right? And a few things.
Make an athletics check to see how fast you can start barricading it.
Sure.
As you start pulling, probably with the, I assume, table first, and then like chairs and stuff behind it.
Just whatever will like make him like, I guess whenever he switches, like physically step onto something before being able to get all the way down.
Oh, so you're trying to like shove stuff into it so he doesn't have room?
Correct.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, make the athletics check.
Yeah. Can someone do that?
Oh, you're right. I'm stupid. I forgot. You don't have a... I was waiting for it because I forgot that I need to roll this for you. Yeah, so, boom. That's 14 on the die, so 17 as you quickly shove a chair into it, blocking the passage, right as you feel a weight land on it. And an odd sound that you don't normally hear, effectively similar to the way your teleportation sounds. Valander, he's blocked it off. I'm sorry, Valander, he blocked it off. And alright. And I need to roll a thing for Valander. There is a crack behind you as the handle on the door breaks open and the door swings wide. And stepping in, you do see the form of the person you knew, or kind of know, Valander steps in. This fairly tall humanoid. He is a words I know how to speak. He is a half-elf. As he steps in, this fairly tall half-elf wearing this hide armor steps in, and in one hand, similar to you, he has a long chain with a effectively sickle at the end of it. As he steps in and looks over toward you. Hi, what are you getting up to, Doug?
Hey.
And I think, it is 10:30, so maybe we should end there.
A nice cliffhanger.
Oof, fun cliffhanger.
Okay, can any of us who can still talk because we're not spiders have like a moment to say a thing?
Yes.
Like Cedar may want to say something, but I definitely do. So
Sure.
Gambit, I'm gonna look at Gambit and be like, this is all going on. So Gambit, I think it's to our advantage unless Doug doesn't want it to come to a fight, that we defeat them, and then with the items from the box and the open box, we say, oh, we were stopping them from breaking in. We found them with this, and they had this open, and we looked at it. And it looks very incriminating evidence against this man, and that would be the tip, the anonymous tip. So
yes,
so
that's exactly
maybe
what I
don't
was
necessarily
thinking.
dump it all in. Yeah, so don't necessarily dump it all in just yet. I see you're about to do that.
Okay, all right. I'll give him some of the papers, the letters and stuff like that.
All right, you shove the papers into his hand. Still keeping the money on you, I assume?
Yeah.
All right, and you'll hear a crack of the door upstairs, and that is where we'll end the session for the night.
Start with either initiative or diplomacy. I don't know.
I mean, we're gonna start with initiative, and y'all can try to diplomacy your way out of initiative, basically. But effectively, from their point of view, Valander just saw his old friend Doug break into a house, so he's got questions.
So
I have no idea what Doug wants to do with these guys.
And let's see. Effectively, let me go ahead and send I mean, it's not big enough to, show because it's not completely accurate, but here is a picture of kind of what he might look like. But it's not necessarily going to be accurate, and it's not going to be accurate for the others as well, because these are generic pictures for some not quite generic, but kind of generic stat block. But something like this. Why did it not open properly?
Oh no! Oops.
That's weird. It wants to open weird. Why does it want to open weird? Why do you want to open weird? Yeah. That gonna save proper? There we go. That's effectively what he looks like. Something like that. Oh, that was fun. Lots of roleplay, lots of fun things.
Gambit actually was a rogue today.
Gambit was a rogue today. Sorry, Abby, if I made you feel ignored at all or anything like that.
I'm in a bad headspace. It's not your fault.
We're here to help you as much as we can. And you're right, y'all do get session XP. Which is actually getting...
Anything to pray for, Abby?
Honestly.
Oh boy. I'm burnt out and exhausted. That's all. But I tend to get really emotional and kind of out of control when I get tired. So that's kind of the biggest thing, is I can't I can't regulate my emotions, and that makes things doubly hard. So just pray that I get opportunities to rest, or that the Lord could help me be, what's the word I'm looking for?
At peace.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be really good. That's
Mhm.
not what I was thinking of, but that's better.
All right. We'll be praying for you. And I do want to
Mhm.
go ahead and stop the recording. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Say hi to Twitch, I guess. Twitch, say hi to YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.